Hello everybody, Kim here filling in for Max, Brian, Akeem, Damon, anyone who's ever hosted the Daily Fix, really. I've got your fix of gaming news. First, Activision decides to drop the ban hammer on a hotly anticipated Call of Duty mod that was pulled just hours before launch. A major sports game franchise is making a comeback and a message on how you can be safe this Labor Day.
Presented by NHTSA.
Activision says modders could, quote, take away from Call of Duty developer efforts in a cease and desist notice that resulted in the cancellation of the Modern Warfare Remastered mod H2M just hours before its release. H2M, which would have revived the multiplayer of 2009's Modern Warfare 2 on PC, had generated huge interest from players in the days leading up to its planned August 2024 release. H2M project lead Watchful Wolf, who received the cease and desist last week, claims the reason for the mod's takedown was that Activision feared it could affect sales of the soon-to-be-released Black Ops 6. Quote, essentially because of the popularity H2M was gaining and how close it is to Black Ops 6 releasing and the marketing and the beta, they did not want H2M interfering with possible sales of Black Ops 6, Watchful Wolf said in a follow-up video on YouTube. IGN has verified the cease and desist sent to Watchful Wolf, which apparently does not name-check Black Ops 6, nor suggest H2M could affect sales of the game. The letter states, quote, developers are constantly hard at work creating and maintaining the Call of Duty games, and projects like the H2M mod threaten to take away from their efforts, end quote. IGN has asked Activision for comment and will update our story on IGN.com if and when we hear back. Watchful Wolf later confirmed to IGN that his statement on Black Ops 6 sales, quote, was an assumption based on their phrasing. He continued, quote, I admit it is vague and could just be an excuse, of course, as it is their IP to handle as they wish. Still, the result is the same. H2M is dead and Watchful Wolf has announced he's done with Call of Duty modding. He plans to make video games on his own in the future. Fans have not been happy with Activision. Modern Warfare Remastered's recent Steam reviews now read mostly negative, with many recent comments from players calling for Activision to reverse its cease and desist request. IGN's audience seems to share that sentiment. We asked whether mods like H2M actually take away from the efforts of Call of Duty devs, like their letter says, and 85% of voters said no. The heart wants what it wants, and by heart, I mean players, and by what it wants, I mean that mod. Well, if you were hoping for some throwback multiplayer action and Call of Duty let you down, a beloved franchise is making its return. Rounding the bases, it's who else? Backyard Sports and Pablo Sanchez! I've never been more interested in the sport. That's right, a childhood favorite, Backyard Sports, is making a comeback. IP holders Playground Productions confirmed the revival and that the franchise is slated to return in the coming months, with a trailer featuring many of the classic characters playing baseball. Backyard Baseball was notably the first release from the franchise in 1997, with follow-up games in the franchise featuring other sports such as basketball, football, hockey, and even skateboarding. There hasn't been a backyard game since 2015, which I'm sad to realize just now was almost 10 years ago. Playground Productions further teased that the series would return beyond the span of video games and that they have their sights set on other verticals such as film, TV, and merchandise. Playground Productions explained that the revival of Backyard Sports will use, quote, cutting-edge technology and esteemed character IP to aim to create stories and experiences that will resonate with those who grew up with the series along with the current generation of youth. They were clear to say that they were working to preserve the look and feel of the original games while updating them with modern features for today's audiences. So like actual children, not just nostalgic grown-ups. Playground Productions also took care to say that while former Eagles center Jason Kelce had recently teased some effort to get the Backyard franchise off the bench, he isn't directly involved in this relaunch. Guess there's room for only one MVP in this franchise, and while I don't know anything about Kelce, he's no Pablo Sanchez. Again, this is the only sports league I personally am interested in. And finally, if you and your friends are getting together and smoking or consuming marijuana, make sure you identify a designated sober driver to get everyone home safe. Your life might just depend on it. If you feel different, you drive different. But don't just take it from me. Here is Next Gen Console Watch's Damon Hatfield to tell you more.
Presented by NHTSA. If you love driving, games like F1, Horizon Chase, and Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, let you live out some of your wildest dreams behind the wheel. But in real life, even the smallest bad decisions can end in tragedy. If you're feeling a little high or stoned, never get behind the wheel. Your friends, family, and especially law enforcement can tell that you've been driving high. Always remember, if you feel different, you drive different. Never drive high. The psychoactive component of marijuana can slow reaction times, impair cognitive performance, and make it more difficult to keep a steady lane position. Always remember, drive high, get a DUI.
That's your fix of gaming news for Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. I'm Kim Horcher, and thanks for joining us. As you may know, Gamescom is on, and IGN is on the ground in Germany covering all of it. Check that out.